Hey everyone, it's your host Adi and welcome back to Comic Space. And it has been quite some time since we have talked about Spider-Man 4, Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4, as it looks like Marvel Studios have finally landed in release date for the film, as they're heading into the production soon as well. And it will be like in half a decade since the release of No Way Home and the upcoming Spider-Man 4, and it is going to be in quite a major film, especially setting up to Secret Wars, and obviously within Black Suited Venom, Spider-Man, and everything that comes with it. And as it looks like Marvel and Sony have reached to a middle ground where they have decided, should we go with a much more grounded story, or let's go full on crazy with the multiverse and preceding even Spider-Man No Way Home. So are we gonna get a little bit more crazy with the multiverse stuff, or going to go a little more grounded and Daredevil might show up in the film? So we are going to talk all about that, as our today's update is coming from Daniel RPK. And again, if you have been following our channel or have been part of the rumor mill, you know that we like to give Daniel RPK a lot more reverence than any other industry insider, as he went on to having quite an impeccable track record as well, where he went on to state, Spider-Man 4 is supposed to be getting into production by the next year, by 2025, with a preferred release date of July 26 of 2026. So again, it is still going to be quite a while. The film is still 2 years out, but as well as Avengers Doomsday is. So it is going to release after the Avengers Doomsday. How that's going to work? Is it actually going to be in prequel in a sort of way before the events of Avengers Doomsday happens? Or if it actually going to be in continuation of that story? Does that mean that Spider-Man is not going to show up in Avengers Doomsday and they're going to left him out and just bring him directly into Secret Wars? We know that Doomsday is going to be a very grounded film in compared to what they're going to do with Secret Wars. The Avengers team, the lineup of Avengers team, it is still uncertain right now. It is like, I think it has been the most uncertain thing. We are still 2 years out from Avengers Doomsday and we are still not quite sure of what that team could look like. And does that mean they're actually going to leave our Spider-Man out of the story, or go with a sort of a prequel to what is going to happen with Avengers Doomsday? And I think one of the major things that we have talked about on the channel is that Marvel Studios and Sony were going kind of back and forth on whether to make Spider-Man 4 a much more grounded story, or go with another multiverse story and go this time much bigger than Spider-Man No Way Home maybe. So again, I think they have kind of reached the same ground, and maybe Sony kind of have won this one, and they probably kind of be heading into a much more multiverse story, given that the film is going to lead directly into Secret Wars, and leading into Secret Wars is going to be very much important with all of the projects that are going to come after Avengers Doomsday, because anything before Doomsday isn't set up towards that film, towards Doctor Doom, towards Sam Wilson building up his Avengers team and everything. That isn't built up, but everything after that is going to be coming after Secret Wars is going to be, I think, very crucial, especially if the projects are going to be like Doctor Strange 3, where they are going to adapt Times Runs Out storyline, or Spider-Man 4 leading up to the Black Suited Spider-Man and recreating that Black Suited Spider-Man panel from Secret Wars comics. Obviously, again, I think Spider-Man can be featured in Doomsday and have Spider-Man 4 as a prequel to that story and everything, which I don't know how that will work, or what approach that they will take with the story, given that it will be coming after Doomsday. And again, Doomsday is going to be a major event in the whole continuity of 616 and in the whole multiverse. So again, we gotta see how they're going to handle on that front. And Venom, which I am hoping that they haven't done anything, or they haven't re-canon, with especially which we saw there was a lot of confusion with Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer, that Venom symbiote is still in the 616 continuity, because that needs to happen. So that needs to happen for sure. But another thing that could be that Marvel and Sony have reached some sort of a middle ground, where they are going like, okay, we are going to continue and majorly focus on our much more grounded storyline with Spider-Man, and with maybe Daredevil and maybe even Kingpin involved in the story. And then at the end we might have those kind of multiversal beats to it, obviously setting up Secret Wars majorly, because everything is where it is going. So they might be going full on with that concept. But another thing, and I think it is quite major thing for Marvel Studios and to build up their MCU continuity in some sort of a reboot to the characters, which again have drastically changed throughout these 3 films, with Homecoming, with Far From Home, and with No Way Home especially. And we are probably not going to see a lots of familiar faces coming back and solely focus on Peter right now, because again, I think that is what they wanted. They needed a clean slate, They needed in some sort of a reboot that just puts the character on its own. But anyhow, everything given, I still believe it is still going to be in quite a gritty, grounded storyline, probably featuring Daredevil, because why not? It is right there. All of the characters have been set up. We know that all of these characters can reconnect, especially if you're talking about all of the series that are taking place in New York. We have seen with Daredevil Born Again trailer where they have obviously hinted at a connection with Kamala. So the crossover of all of these characters is gonna happen because it is just right there. So on top of that, what could happen, and I think what majorly should be happening, which is Black Suit Spider-Man, probably not throughout the film but leading up to the end of the film, we probably can be seeing that, with obviously Secret Wars is just going to be around the corner after that film. Obviously it is not exactly going to be Spider-Man versus Venom film with Daredevil involved, with Kingpin involved. It is not going to be of everything that we want to see in a film. We are not going to have everything packaged into this one film. It is still going to be in quite a different route. I'm still hoping that hopefully we see Daredevil in it. It is going to be awesome if we do, but solely focus on Peter and Peter alone, and then move forward with other stuff. So again, with everything that we have heard, and we have heard a lot about Spider-Man 4 and what potentially could be, and again Marvel Studios have been quite having this project under wraps. We haven't heard a lot much about the script, about the story, and how everything is gonna go. We have speculated for sure a lot of things and a lot of rumors about the film for sure, and it has been a quite while since we had a proper Spider-Man 4 update. So again, it is going to be very exciting about how this last phase of Multiverse saga is gonna build up and is going to shape up everything that is gonna come forward. So I think it is time for me to see you guys off. I'm so glad that you guys got the time to hear me out. Thanks for listening to me. This is your host Adi signing off. See you in the next one.